Okay, y'all. So I told the guy in the comments I was going to do a little clip on the XC8 cutter. Now this thing is really tough, y'all. It's got the big 3/4 inch lines coming out. It's got the case drain. It's high flow. It's rubbing right there. Not cool. Damn. See? Anyway, I'm gonna have to look at that. And the thing is built like a brick. I mean, dude, look, man. And this, I mean, dude, this thing is over 1,600 pounds, y'all. You believe that? 1,600 pounds for that, on that. It's over that. Now, just for the video purposes, this is the piston power motor on it. Yeah, man, it's a beast, man. First of all, look at that, man. Look how big that motor is in there. It's huge, huge. I mean, yeah. If now my machine only has 29.8, I think, gallons per minute, but this thing will take up to, I believe you said 40 gallons per minute. So yeah, and it's got the removable skid plate. So if you ever have to replace it, you can buy this, or just put you up to hell. You can just get you a thick ass piece of angle and put on there, and bolt it in the same holes, man. Let's get around here to the magic that. Now this is where the magic happens, y'all. So you see, y'all see that up in there? Look, I knew I need to damn address that. I mean, you need something real skinny. Some real skinny ass hand snips would work good, wouldn't it? They got to be skinny, because you don't want to take this plate right here off. Man, this plate right here is freaking. There ain't no telling what it weighs. It's probably 800. It's probably 500 or 600 of the total weight. So it spins this way, right? And these are stump grinding teeth. And I'm missing one. And this thing's hard to turn. It's got 4 blades on it, right? One in 4 quadrants on the wheel. This is so heavy, dude. Oh my God, this thing's heavy. So you got a blade back there on the corner. And right there. One right here. And one right there. So it doesn't cut grass that great, because see, these are so short, right? So it doesn't, you know, now they swing like a bush hog, but they're short, but there's 4 of them. The main thing about this one is the cutter teeth. Now, of course, you got to be watching what you're doing, and, you know, this is obviously not going to cut grass. I mean, so with that being said, this does, but there's not a very long cutting space, and there's 4 of them, and it's spinning. This will rip grass probably, and it might cut it a little bit, but man. But yeah. Now this is the 60-inch one. I want to say, I can't remember exactly, y'all, so don't quote me. I want to say with the piston power motor, and I want to say it was like 8,500. If I paid in cash, I got a deal. I think it was like 9. But if you paid in cash, he sold it to me for 8,500. So I took him cash. I had to go get it and all that too. So, but it was brand new. I bought it from a dealer. So now they say, and that makes sense to me, that this right here, see these 2 plates? See, most bush hogs or brush cutters only have 1 thick one. This one having 2 plates, and with space for these to spin in the middle, that's really something. And I've had this cutter here almost a year now. Now, I bought intentionally, everything I do is intentional, because everything costs a lot of money. So I intentionally bought the 60-inch one, same size as the mowers, the cutting. These push bars on here, I mean, look, I mean, and y'all see what I put it in. I ain't bent nothing. Nothing's bent or anything. I mean, this thing is something else. You're going, the track's gonna start spinning before you rip something off this thing. This is 68 inches wide, and it's a 60-inch cut. But everything on here is heavy duty, man. Everything. So a 72-inch. This thing right here weighs 1,610 pounds. The 72-inch weighs 1,830 pounds. And then the 78-inch cut weighs 2,000 pounds. So, you know, the reason I got this size is because my machine is not, you got to know what you're working with. My machine is not a 97. This is 74 horsepower. So for this machine and the high flow, I'm not worried about the flow. The flow's fine. I'm more concerned about how heavy this thing is and the wear that you put on it. I want it to be nimble, more nimble than a 72. I already got a 72-inch cutter, and you know, it cuts grass better than this, but it wouldn't have done that job yesterday. But anyway, I just wanted to. It's called the XC8 and T, and if you go on their website, man, right now I don't think they got none. It's MTL. But I wouldn't buy anything less than this if I was going to buy a brush cutter, because when you go up a tree like this and you flip this thing up, you're able to grind. That's why y'all see me do it, because I'm going up and then I'm coming down at an angle on the tree. So now I ain't worried about these cutting. I want this to cut the trunk, because these right here will cut. I mean, yeah, but you want to be able to chip some of it off before you actually cut it, or chip all the way through. I like to use the stump grinding teeth almost like a chainsaw, if you will. It's a lot easier on the cutter. There's not as much vibration, not as much, you know, violence, and it works good, and it chips it into small pieces. Once it gets to where these are cutting it, it doesn't go into small pieces. That's what makes it small pieces. So that's why you see me reach up into the tree and come down instead of cutting it off at the ground and then mulching it up, because then you're on the ground and it's steady moving. It ain't. This is not like a forestry mulcher where it'll pick it up off the ground. It doesn't do well in that scenarios. You got to know that. But one thing you got to know is I'm going to have to get up in there and get that out. I won't even be able to sleep at night knowing that shit's in there. I don't even know. I'm gonna reach up in there and cut it with something, y'all. All right, that's what this is, man. It's very nice. It's high flow, and yeah, it's. I wouldn't have. I mean, dude, this is a must when you got a 74 horsepower machine, 30 GPM on the high flow, because this is the best, closest you can get to a forestry mulcher, right? Well, I know that my machine will run a forestry mulcher, but it's not going to run it like I need it to, and that's why I have not invested in a forestry mulcher for 30 GPM machine. You know, I knew that when I bought the machine. I said, well, if I get into forestry mulching, I'll have to have I'll just, but you can make so much money, I guess. I don't know that now. If I get into forestry mulching, then I'll buy another machine. I'll buy a bigger one. Not a problem, you know, but it's got to make sense business-wise. And so for this machine, I can run everything really that I got really good. Y'all saw the stump grinder, how good it runs that. But a forestry mulcher, it takes too much, man. It just does. Now but they got videos on YouTube where a guy is actually using one of these with a forestry mulcher. I mean, now I don't know. He says he doesn't have any problem, but it doesn't look like it's nothing like a 97 horsepower with 40 GPM. 10 more gallons per minute. Now you're talking. You know, you need a lot of power to run a forestry mulcher so the machine won't run hot and stuff. That's what my guy down there says. And the one that asked me if I wanted to buy his mulcher or knew anybody that did, he said he's going to sell it. And he's got a Bobcat. He said, hell, it even makes the machine run hot. But anyway, yeah. Since, I'm not going to go buy a special tool just for that. What I'll do is I'll sharpen this up, make that a nice edge, and then I can just jam it up in there and cut everything. See? But it's a lot deeper than just right there. So let me put a point on this. Y'all see? Put a nice little point on here. So let's see what we can get. See if we can get this out of here. Just cut through a bunch of it just then. Okay, so we need to look at this too real quick. You always gotta, like I tell you all the time in all the videos, man, you always gotta be looking at the equipment, man. You just do. If you don't, it's gonna cost you. So, y'all see right here where I'm seeing metal. Y'all see that shiny metal? That's gonna have to get, that's gotta get fixed. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen this right here up, and I'm gonna push them back in there, and then I may get some of the yellow stuff that I have and wrap it. So yeah, these things hold good, but sometimes they'll, you know. Okay. Get all dirty either, man. Damn. Y'all see now? Look. See, having this kind of stuff around is pretty good. So, let me cut this piece. Now, I know that I need to keep an eye on that. See, I know that. And it's like that with all the equipment. Things that I need to keep an eye on or whatever, you know, just, so I may have to replace this. So, because I might have to replace it with a better one, because if they're slipping through that, then that ain't good. But that's good for now, man. That's gonna work. So I got a little clip on the cutter. I got the stuff cut out from underneath it. But it's badass, man. We're gonna go watch Atlanta Falcon game.